Hello and welcome to Transformation Time. My name is Carol. I'm a transformational speaker, writer, blogger, and movable optimist, serial entrepreneur, and I'm here to help you become the better version of yourself in your personal life as well as your business. Today's topic is validation and your purpose. We'll be right back. Welcome back. So social validation as well as your purpose, how does this tie in? Validation is something that has put a lot of people's dreams on hold and has also put a lot of people in a place where they seemingly doubt themselves. So what is it about social validation and purpose? Why is it that so many times we're looking to be in a place where we just want to hear from other people as opposed to what it is that we have felt in our hearts? When it comes to validation, what does this mean for your purpose? You need to understand that validation is where you start seeking for other people's approval, where you start seeking for what society says you should be, should do, and you should have. You see, success is primarily what it is that you want to achieve from the place where you've been to the place where you want to go. So validation in itself is not really a bad thing because it sort of gives you a boosting, it gives you a sense of purpose, it gives you a sense of accomplishment, and it also puts you in a place where you feel that you are one with society. But what happens is if we conform to what everybody says or what everybody does, we're going to be in a place where we limit ourselves. And when you understand your purpose, when you know where you're going, as you know with season 3, we keep talking about what it is that you have to achieve. This is a new year. This is a place where you don't have to do the things that you've always done. So what happens when you continue to ask for approval, when you continue to be in a place where other people's opinions matter than what is on the inside? You're going to be at a place where you are hindered. You're going to be at a place where you don't understand what is going on, because when one thing comes into your path, when you get a blockage, when you come to a place where you're trying to understand so many things, it's because you've moved away from that thing that is the core of you. You've moved away from the validation that has always come from what God has put on the inside of you. Because you need to understand that every single person has got something that they have to offer to the world. So what is this one thing that you have to offer to the world? So you need to sit down. You need to ask yourself some very pertinent questions. You need to sit down and start, looking back at the things that you've always wanted to do. And if you know on the inside, if you know exactly what it is that you need to do, you write down, you map out what it is that you want to achieve. If something happens, if someone says something, you're not going to be derailed. You're going to be so focused on this goal. You're going to be so focused on this purpose, and there's nothing that's going to move you away from what it is that you're supposed to do. Social validation puts us in a place where we feel inadequate. Social validation puts us in a place where we start to question ourselves on the inside. We start to question our mindset. We start to question the beliefs that we've held so dearly and so closely to our hearts. So you need to start asking yourself, what is it that I have to offer to society? And if I don't offer this, what happens? Because you see, every one of us, like I said, has got something to offer to the world. So if you start to put yourself in this box, if you stop moving away from your comfort zone, you're going to find yourself in a place where you start questioning. And when you start questioning, it means you're telling yourself that you're not good enough. If you start questioning, it means that you're telling yourself that, you know what, I can't achieve. You start putting yourself in a place where the steps that you've made don't seem to be adding up to anything, and you start to feel like you have not achieved anything. The first validation should always come from yourself. So when people come into your life, when they speak into your life, when they come into your life, when people pass a compliment, when people are in a place where they are praising you, it's not so much a surprise to you because you've always known it, you've always understood it, and you're coming from a place where you have gained that self-confidence. You have gained that validation within yourself because you've been affirming yourself. Every single time that you've made a step towards your purpose, every single time that you've planned out towards your purpose, it's coming from a place where you have been your first fan. You have been, the first person that claps for yourself. You have been the person that has, understood what it's like to be in that place where, 1 minute you're down and you don't know what to do, but at the same time, you know that you can do it because you have been praising yourself. You've been affirming yourself. And this comes from a place of understanding. This comes from a place of being comfortable. This comes from a place of saying, you know what? I am enough. I am purposeful. I am wonderful. I am beautiful. I am handsome. I am, I'm worth it. And it comes from a place where you're saying, I'm amazing. And there's nothing or no one that can change that situation. Because what happens when we start to seek social validation, when we start to seek, approval from sometimes even people who don't even understand what you're all about, people who don't understand that calling that God has given you or has put upon your life, you need to understand that all those things will be limiting factors. And so many times, especially, when it comes to, the Black mindset, we are at a place where transformation of the mind is something that is, it's not easy to grasp because you're moving away from this place where you've known all these things that you've grown up with. You've had things that people have said in society. You've had things that people have said in your culture. You've had things that people have said in your day-to-day life. So when it comes to you getting up on your feet and standing up and saying, you know what, I'm going to change the trajectory of my life. I'm going to be at a point where I'm going to deny everything my mind has ever known and putting it at a place where, you know what, even if I don't have the education, I can seemingly succeed. Even if I don't, have the family that everybody has, I'm still loved. Even if I'm not married, I'm still enough. We're changing all these things that society has put so much pressure. It's all about keeping up with the Joneses, but the Joneses don't even know you. So you need to be at a point where you start to understand that, you are enough. The purpose that God has given you is enough. The things that you need to do are for a particular people and a particular area, a geographical repositioning sometimes. Because if you don't do it, nobody else will. And even if somebody tried to do it the way that you would, they wouldn't be you, so they wouldn't be as effective. You need to understand that it doesn't matter whether it's about you personally or whether it's the organization, the community, the things that you are building. If you don't do it, it means there's certain people that are aligned to you that will not benefit from the blessings, from, the things that you're supposed to be doing. So you need to be at a point where every single time you take a step, you evaluate. Is this coming from me? Or is this coming from the people around me? Or is this coming from society? And then after that, you sit down and review. What is it that I could have done better? What is it that I can improve on? What is it that I can maximize on? Because at the end of the day, it's also about being better for yourself, so that you're better for your organization, so that you're better for your community, so that you're better for your country, and you're better for the nation, you're better for the region, you're better for the world. Because if you don't put yourself in a place where you are your best critic, it means that every other voice is going to be so loud and you will be doubting yourself. So you need to get to a point where you understand that you are enough, that the community and the services that you provide to your to your nation are enough, and only you can provide those services and products in the only way that you know best. So don't look to social validation to succeed. Don't look to social validation to understand who you are and what you are about. You need to know that the way that you were created is exactly the way God wanted you to be. All you have to do is seek that place where you understand exactly what the purpose is, what the journey entails, and the people that are aligned for you to fulfill your destiny. So I hope that today's episode has been helpful. Don't forget to follow me on social media. It's at Mushota TT on Instagram, Periscope, Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.